Okay, yes, I know it has been a minute since we've looked at the Lincoln, and but it's time. It's time to get back on the Lincoln. I've got some wheels and tires for her. We're gonna try to get back on the ground, try to do something with this big hog, see if it's just a good vehicle or just a big paperweight. I know it's been a minute, but I've been busy. We've been building shops, putting air conditioning in shops. We've been building trucks, finishing up on trucks. So I'll show you all that, kind of show you what I've been doing, where I've been at and that kind of stuff. But let's get busy on the Lincoln to see if we can get this thing at least sitting on the ground, driving down the road, and at least functioning as somewhere of a car. So stay tuned. All right, so one issue I've had with this thing is whenever I do go to drive it, when I've just been kind of driving it back and forth, the shifter won't, I feel like you got to go all the way in first gear to get it to move. So I'm trying to figure out if I've got more gears or if there's something wrong with the shifter. I've got a lot of play, like as you can see, like reverse, neutral is good. And then right here, it's basically just a lot of play. And I got to pull all the way down to low to get this thing to move. So we're going to crawl under it. We've got that. And I did notice when we drive it, we got a lot of clunking going on. I think I know what the issue on that may be, but we're gonna look at that, kind of see what's going on with that, see if we can adjust some stuff or fix some stuff with that. Also, the last video, we were getting coolant in the oil, and that was resolved. So it was basically the intake was leaking, gasket was bad, and it was just dumping a lot of coolant into the engine. So we did do a little upgrade, which I think I showed last time on the video. New intake, same carburetor. Came in here, got that put on. She does crank and run. She actually sounds pretty decent, pretty healthy. All right, I think I found the shifter issue. If you look right up in there, right there, it looks like there's a bushing that's supposed to be there, and it's just gone. So right now, whenever you move the shifter, it just clunks around there. So I'm sure that's something we can probably buy. Hopefully maybe we can find or modify. So that should be our shifter issue. So we should, I'm assuming we've got gears, but I'm just going to assume the shifter's got a lot of slop in it. The other thing that I did find, man, look at all those vacuum lines. This car is crazy. The one thing I did find under here too was that this 390, we are sitting, the manifold is literally sitting on the frame. So, you know, I don't know what we do unless we just try to raise the engine up a little bit. I think the other side's got a little bit of clearance, but this side, not so much. I mean, I think the oil pan's actually even sitting on the cross member, so this engine really needs to go up quite a bit. So, I wouldn't say quite a bit. It needs to go up at least a half an inch or more. Give us a little bit of clearance down here. So those are issues that we're going to try to resolve. Maybe trying to figure out if I'm going to do some type of an engine swap in this thing, or just run the little hot rod 390 in it. But we'll see what we can do. Let's take this thing down the road, get some tires on it, and then we'll go from there. So we did actually get some rubber for the old girl. I just threw some new tires on the 15s. Of course, got some little white walls. I actually came across some Cokers on Marketplace that I tried to buy and they were gone before I got to them, but they're actually the big white wall Cokers on 15s, actually the right size. But you know, oh well, eventually we're going to try to do some bigger wheels on this thing, but this do us for now. Well, I've got this thing on the on jack stands and up off the ground. I just kind of wanted to show y'all kind of the reason I wanted to buy this car. If you look under here, which that's just on the undercoating coming off, but everything under this car is solid. Probably thanks to a few extra oil leaks, but all the floor pans are great. I mean, there's not a bit of rust underneath this car. It looks phenomenal. I mean, it is all solid. Not one pinhole that I've found so far. So it's a, I'm sure there's plenty of other issues to make up for the rust, but undercarriage looks great. I mean, what else can you ask for? Got a little whiskey dent. But yeah, rockers. As most of y'all know, this is like a unibody car, so the frame is part of the body, and so it's kind of important to have all that intact, and it looks great. I mean, I couldn't ask for anything better unless it was better. All right, let's try to get some gas in this thing. Out. Without spilling too much. We're going to try to maybe go a mile or two down the road, just check the transmission out, make sure ain't nothing stumbling, or make sure this thing shifts gears. It kind of does, at least halfway decent. Then we'll come home, check it out, make sure nothing's on fire, make sure nothing's leaking out too much, and then we'll maybe try to venture a little further. Baby steps is what I'm trying to say. Baby steps. And I figure we're gonna go about 2 or 3 miles, so it's probably 3 gallons of gas worth, probably. So we'll make sure we have plenty. If we get a lot going on here. There's a lot going on. Alright. See if we can get her down the road and back. There's a lot of banging going on, but I think it's just the yeah, I don't know, it seems very sketchy. I don't know. Woo! Hold on. The thing's pulling like dead right for some reason. Alright, hold on a minute. We have hardly any brakes. The brakes are new. So we got reverse. Guys, she's pulling hard. If you see the steering wheel, she's just praying to go in a ditch, and these brakes are way too soft. Yeah, we may have to do a little more work before we take this maybe we'll go up down the driveway a few times. Normally I wouldn't be that worried about brakes, but I mean, this thing weighs like 45,000 pounds, so I need to stop. I need to be able to stop. Let's see how she does. Oh, that's pitiful at best. I'm afraid to use the e-brake because I'm afraid to get stuck. Well, it down the road a little bit. Maybe we'll go a half mile or something and just see if this thing even shifts. Here we go. That's a big no. Come on, girl. Give me a shift. Yeah, she's not coming out of first gear. And that's neutral, so we're just in drive. Yes, that's probably not happening. Let's get her turned around and get her back to the house. So that was my worries that the transmission was not going to cooperate, and she is not cooperating. Reverse works good, and I have checked the transmission fluid, and this thing just sounds all kind of bad. Shifting, so sounds like a lot more work. Come on, whoa, doggy. She does not sound good. Well, we made it back home. There's more work to be done. Alright, so a little update on the Lincoln. I've done a lot of small fixes, troubleshooting, kind of in and out, working this thing when I had a little spare time. I did record a lot of it, but it really wasn't good content, so I don't want to bore y'all with it or just make this video longer than it needs to be just for the sake of showing you what I did. A lot of small stuff. One thing was the vacuum secondary wasn't opening up on the carburetor. The rod that goes through it was actually like crudded up, so I actually had to clean that out and fix that. So now the vacuum secondary is opening up. Better power, still not great power. I mean, it's a strong engine, but it's not. It still seems like there's some issues with the carburetor. The brakes, we have bled them and bled them and bled them. Bled the master cylinder, re-bled the master cylinder. Went through the brakes again. I've even adjusted the rod that's coming from the brake booster on the master cylinder. Adjusted it out a little bit, and it's gotten, brakes are a little better. Still not where they need to be yet. So I'm thinking that the proportional valve is probably clogged up or bad. So I'm gonna need to replace that. I went through the timing 2 or 3 times. This thing's really cold natured, so when you crank it up, it takes 2 or 3 minutes before it will come down and calm down to an idle. But I've got it running pretty decent. But the troubles I'm running into is the motor. I got in there and looked, somebody where the motor mounts bolt up to the cross member, somebody torched an L out so the motor goes down and back. And that's the reason the motor's sitting on the frame. So the manifolds are on the frame, the oil pan's on the frame. You can hear it when you're driving, it's just knocking. I can try to pull the motor over and up, but then I've got to do some kind of finagling. To fix it right, I had to pull the motor out anyway, because of the way they cut the bolt holes for the motor mounts. Power steering is still wonky. It still pulls hard to the right. I've cycled it for hours. I'm not getting any more air out of it, but it still wants to just dart to the right. So I'm sure there's probably an issue with the power steering box, I would assume. So lots of things. You did get the transmission fixed, it's shifting. So it runs down the road okay, it drives, it shifts, that kind of thing. There's a lot of issues. So I'm kind of at the point now to where it's like, okay, what do we do? Do we spend the next month piddling with this thing, trying to get the motor up higher? I got a manifold leak that I actually JB welded because the actual manifold has got a rust hole in it. So I had to JB weld that to get that whole pat, 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 pat sound that y'all are hearing. I got rid of that. But it's just JB welded, so it's not fixed right. It's just covered up. It needs a new manifold on it. So I'm kind of to the point to where like you gotta just cut your losses, and this thing is probably eventually going to get a late model engine in it anyway, or something different. So it's time just to make a choice, and I think it's a smart thing to do. So I'm going to pull the 390 out, the 6.6 out, and I'm going to put something else in it. I don't know if it's going to be Coyote. I don't know if it's going to be an LS motor. I don't know if it's going to be another big block or small block Ford. I don't know yet. I've got to see what I can find, see what's out there. I'd love to put a Coyote in it, but as we know, Coyotes they're expensive. The control management's expensive. Everything about it's expensive. You got to do the electric power steering. It's expensive. Of course, I can do an LS, which I know people are screaming at the walls right now. I can do an LS easy and cheap. I was thinking same setup as in my Camaro, a 6.0 with a 6L80 in it. I love that setup. So that's where I'm at. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. What do you think I should do here? I want to make it a driver. All my cars are driven, so I don't need a show queen. I don't need something crazy expensive or stupid in here. I need this thing to function. I need to get down the road so I can have fun in it, do some burnouts, and just drive the wheels off of it. So, but comment down there what you think I should do. How bad would y'all hate me if I put LS in it? I know it's been done several times. Yeah, let me know what you think. I'll keep you updated. It does run and drive and move and function. I'm not ready to pull the motor out yet because this pig is heavy. And when the motor's out of it, it's hard to move it around. I can't push this thing, I just can't. So what I'm gonna do is leave the motor in here until I get my donor motor in, and then I'll pull the motor out. Of course, y'all know how it goes. The front end needs to be rebuilt on this thing too, so I'll have to get a plan in place to go and rebuild the front end. So I'll go ahead and put it on bags. Of course, all this will need to be cleaned up and painted, and get all the things working, because most of the things in this car, there's a lot of vacuum operated things in this car. I gotta figure out if I want to keep that or switch it over to something electric. So lots of decisions. That's the reason it took me so long to buy one of these cars, is just they're complicated, they're messy, and they're not cheap. So, but stay tuned. I've got a couple other projects going in the next few videos. So some more exciting stuff coming. I've got cars coming in all the time that I'm messing with. So just stay tuned, and hope you all have a good day, and I'll let you know what's coming next. Thanks.